Hi, it's John Birmingham. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to show you my house that I'm going to put for sale this morning with my mom, who's a real estate agent. Okay, I've got a beard. It looks like a chipmunk or something like that. So, let's look at the pictures of my home. Okay, here's how big my house is, or the details about my house. 10 bedrooms. 10 bedrooms. Or bedrooms with two more kind of needing work, and with two more that can be made into bedrooms, including the huge attic, for a total for one day a 12 bedroom home. Check this out. Look at this. Look how huge this house is with the bedrooms. And okay, now let's talk about this. Let's check. Let's write this out. 7,200. Maybe 7,400. I think 7,400 square feet. Finished and unfinished. Six baths. Three full baths, 3 or 4 half baths, for a total of 6 or 7 bathrooms. This is awesome. On 8.94 acres. One of best on the most private mountain I have ever been to in my life, with only a few neighbors, for 1,200 acres. Okay. There. That's pretty amazing. Let's look at some pictures. Here's a picture of the outside of the house a few days ago with a desolate looking yard because the yard is not green yet. So it looks kind of desolate. The outside of the house, when it's green and beautiful, looks really good. Like the yard looks like it's like, this shot looks okay. There's some green grass in the yard. It makes the house look good. There's some green bushes or something like that. There's the guest house. It looks like a cottage. It kind of is. European cottage. Here's an overhead shot of the home. It's there. Look how private it is. Here's another overhead. No. It looks really amazing. Here it is from really far away. It's a tiny house. It's not a tiny house. The guest house is a tiny house. It's 10 bedrooms, maybe one day 12 bedrooms if you do work to it to make it 12 bedrooms. This is the stuff about it. 6 or 7 bathrooms, 7,400 square feet. We at one time measured 8,750 square feet of finished and unfinished square feet. But to be on the safe side, or whatever it's called, we're saying 7,400 for finished and unfinished, because some of it is unfinished. It's on 8.94 acres. I worked on the house full time for 7 years work, painting, cleaning the place. Just cleaning the place was not easy. Getting all the stuff out of it, it was a bunch of work. It was work. It was so much work. So let's look at some pictures on the computer. Solonovich. Here's some pictures. Here's the guest house. Here's the house. It's the most beautiful, good place I've ever lived. I think it's worth more like $800,000 to somebody for me to really, not for me, but really to somebody it should be worth $800,000. I think we're not going to list it for that high, but I don't know. We might list it for $720,000. I don't know. I got to talk to my mom and see. She's the real estate agent. Look at this good picture. Here's a good picture I took the other day. Pictures I took the other day. It's winter, and in summer it looks really good. So I've made some fun videos on the place. I made some fun videos on the place. Check out these videos. Here, let's go to YouTube. I looked up mansion in Virginia. Why do my videos not show up at the top? What the heck happened here? That's one of the reasons I'm leaving. These are traditional mansions where they had servant quarters. My house was built as an art school for students, so that it was kind, it was different. It was not like they had servants, who were different class in the house. But those houses are really cool too, They weren't slaves. They were just regular servants who worked at the house. Okay. Let's get rid of mansion. Home. John, Birmingham. What the heck is this? Oh, the other one showed up. I put the mansion right in my face. Oh, I fixed that since then. Here's an older tour of my house from a year ago when I've done more work since then. I've done more work to the home since then. Or that was from 2 years ago. But you can see how beautiful it is outside in that, I think, unless that's in autumn. And it's still beautiful in autumn, but not as beautiful as summer here. Here's the video. It's a really wide video, that's why it looks this way. This is when I had the numbers different on the side. I don't know how we're gonna list it as 8 bedroom or 10 bedroom based on what the real estate stuff is and what my mom says. She's a human being. Don't treat her as an it. If you do, you're a jerk. She's a real human being, and This was messier back then. It was messier. I have a new video of it cleaned up. Here it is.
They have two. Hi, Danica. Hi. Hey. Hi, it's Dada. Hey. And the kids call me Dada. Mama calls me, however she calls me. Okay. Look at this beautiful day. There's nobody out here besides animals and me. Wow. Look at this. There's a little stream down there. It's so beautiful here. Okay. There's my guitar that was Norna's father's. That's your great-grandfather's guitar that he gave me. It's a harmony. He played Gibson. He really likes Gibson. I got Ivan a Gibson for his birthday. So, hi. So here's the house. It has a kitchen up here. It has a kitchen. The refrigerator. Look at this cool refrigerator it's paint on. Okay. But here's the thing, Danica. Hi, Danica. Hi, guess what? This is awesome. Look how much privacy there is up here. Let me wipe the screen. Look how much privacy there is up here. This door closes. If Ayla wants to get out, she can pull this. It's really hard to do, but I can show her how to put her feet on there and open it if she had to. Or she'd probably just be close. You can just leave this open. And it's so private up here, Danica. It's really private up in this part of the house. It closes from the rest of the house when you do close all the doors. It's the most private place that you'd probably ever be able to have. And you can...
Okay. There's the house. So here's why I want to leave. Here's why I want to leave. My videos did not get enough views from here. And have you ever seen my films? I haven't gotten to do a film since 2013 or 2014. And I'm a really good filmmaker. And I want to make a living at acting, being in videos, filmmaking, singing. And that's not the real reason why I want to leave. It's because her and the kids didn't come back. And they've been there since 2017. And I don't want to go to Texas again unless it's to make them leave, unless it's to... I've had no power to be able to make them leave because her parents have a bunch of money and they took them to Texas and they kept them there, and they weren't allowed to. Danica and her parents weren't allowed to do that. They took action to keep them there since 2017. They haven't let them come back to see me in more than, in that entire time. They haven't been back to see me at my own house and in their stupid divorce documents that they made me sign, you know, that we're still married. God still has us married, I think. I don't know. But a man signed a document that said we're divorced. So in the Bible it says that a man cannot separate two people, only God can. There are many different verses on that in the Bible. So it doesn't feel that good right now. I don't know what to do. I don't really want to leave my house, but I have to actually pay bills every month and work at things. And to have to work at something that you don't like, no matter how you feel, feels really bad to me. When I had worked since the 90s or earlier at my films, videos, and music, and you know, this is just one video filming right now. It happens to be one video from a simple camera angle, but I can make an entire feature film just me doing all the work, you know, if I had enough time to do it, and you know, whatever, set up the camera angles and film it, and I can do a really good job that is a beautiful, good theater movie that if that's good, that when I have the time to write the script, you start writing a script, you know, it can make a movie that really should get an Oscar for how long I've been at it and how good I've been at it. But instead, here in Virginia, there were no industry contacts, and my films didn't make much money. And it doesn't feel that good being paid very little for the thing that you're really, really good at. And that's just one of the problems. The real problem is that her and the kids aren't here. So, you know, why would I stay here by myself just to be around my parents and pretend like I'm some uncle to my sister's daughter instead of a father? Now, I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm not going to be looked at as some uncle instead of being who I am, a real father who should be there. Where, in Texas? Do you have any idea of how bad it has felt in Texas? Do you have any idea of how bad it felt? So fucking bad there. I had to go to a hospital for 4 weeks, 2 different times, added up to 4 weeks hospitalized from the way they have things, excuse me, the way they have things there with her parents in control. And them having all that money and demanding things be their way. And her mom lives right next to her house. And when I showed up at their house and walk in, a few minutes later, her mom would show up to bring me back to the hotel. You know? And they broke the law to keep them there. It's really, it's not how I feel most comfortable and confident. You know? I don't know what else to say about it. It's not an easy way to be a good father with them there in Texas. It's just awful. And I want to get them in California if they won't come back here. And I had an attorney write her a letter, and she told me, she said, F off, with the real curse word. She said F you or F off, something like that. F off, I think. And an attorney said she has to come back to Virginia, and she just told me to F off. And it's just been awful. It's just been awful. It's just been awful. Skinny on. It's probably a skinny on. But there's, you know, I can't keep this up. They have not come back to Virginia. Why would I stay here just for this beautiful home? Why would I stay here just for this beautiful home? And the hope that they'll be back here and everything will be okay again, when they have not come back here. And I don't want to suffer anymore by myself. I have no social life that much. I don't have much of a social life right now. I can change it right now, right? What would I do in Virginia? I can't even really film videos the same as, it's just, they told me to stop filming videos. So I'm just going to leave Virginia. You know, there are many reasons I don't want to live here anymore. I'd rather live in California. Maybe I can only afford to get, I don't know what, a small house in in California, and Al's here at his place in Tennessee. I don't want to live that way. I don't want to live out in the woods away from a social life. He has a good social life when he goes to those restaurants and lives it up, and he interacts with people out there, and he's excited about what's going to happen, in the future, and he thinks it can be something really good. And I've worked so hard at this stuff here and gotten this little money in return for a relentless amount of effort and work at my films and videos. What would I be excited about doing again? Do you think I really am gonna risk all the money I have and everything to put it into the budget of a movie? No, I'll never put it into the budget of my own movie unless it's much less money, like $5,000 or something, because I used to not have much money because I spent everything back then on putting it into the budgets of my movies. But I was here in Virginia with no industry contacts at all. And I know it pays well in California. It pays really well in California because I made a living at it for a little while as a production designer, $700 a week. This was 20 years ago. And free, I made $700 a week, and they paid other expenses and stuff too. And I was a production designer on movies right out of undergraduate school, right after I went to college. So and now I did entire feature films. I had a much smaller resume back then, so I can make money at it there, and they pay well for it. And I think I can be an actor who makes millions of dollars there when I actually get to work on my appearance more. I know this looks like a chipmunk, but it's actual facial hair, and I can shave this off, and I think I want to do acting and enjoy being alive around people instead of this far out in the woods all by myself without my wife and kids at home who, she's not here now, and she's somewhere else where she's okay. And if she was with me, she'd be better. But I think she doesn't even want to be with me. She hasn't written me now in a month and a half. So I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I have almost no fun social life out there, like going to restaurants, stuff like that. And around town, it was always about my mom and dad. And wow. And I can't wait to leave here. Just the way it feels here is it doesn't feel good. I just don't want to live in this neighborhood anymore. As beautiful as the neighborhood was or is, as beautiful as the neighborhood was, it doesn't feel that way anymore here. It doesn't feel that way anymore here. There's like, I don't want to say anything bad about the people living here, but it does not feel as good as it used to feel here. And while it was the most beautiful place on earth, they had my kids in Texas living it up at their places that they wanted to prove were better. When this was literally the most beautiful place on earth I had ever seen. You had the entire mountain of this, you could walk in the warm sun, or it was beautiful here. And now it's just it's good. It's winter time. It'll be better when it's warmer out, but I just don't want to live here. I feel bad here about the way the neighbors make me feel, and I don't want to live in Roanoke anymore. I never had worry about the things that I've had in Roanoke when I was in California. And with more money, I'll finally feel better in California. That's the only reason why I knew of personally, but God knows more. God had a plan for me to come to Roanoke and get married and have kids. But the reason why I thought I was leaving is because I didn't like the apartment Danica chose. Danica chose a bad apartment. We were living in a good apartment, and it was really cool, and it had a view of the entire street, and it was like way up high, and I could take my shirt off I took my shirt off all the time. It was in really athletic shape, and all the windows were open, and everyone could see me all the time. I used to do that, but I don't want to do that anymore. I never want to do that again. I think I'm not really interested in that one again. But I like people to not see me through the windows. I don't like that anymore. I think and then she got this apartment that was like I didn't like as much, and I was like, I want to live in the woods. and so my dad said, we have a house in Virginia, and I knew what house it was since I was 12 years old, because I threw little rocks at the windows when I was 12, and I had to mow lawns to pay for it. And then he found out that it needed work and stuff, and he was like, and he bought the house, but I had to literally mow lawns to pay for the little windows I broke with my friend, and we had to pay like $100 each or something, or $100 total for both of us, and we had to mow lawns. We knocked out we thought it was an old abandoned house. And we were like 12 years old or 10 or something, and we threw these little rocks in the windows, and we got in trouble, and so we had to mow lawns and pay for it. And then he bought the house because that's what he did, was invest in houses. And when he talked to the owners and stuff, they said, do you want to buy it because it needed work? And so it was like near the house where I grew up. It was in the backyard. We walked to it from where we lived. And so I lived there with Danica and the kids. And it was on Garce Mill Road. And it was near Garce Mill Park, where I used to go when I was a kid growing up. And so that's it. We lived there, and it had some woods around. It had a little bit of woods around it. And it was better than that stupid apartment that she chose. After we got to be the coolest, good-looking ones, and like act like we're, not act like anything. I really worked out all the time. Looked really amazing. I was probably one of the top athletes in Southern California. I was in really good shape. I'd run up different mountains there and stuff, and I was down further south of LA at my grad school. And but sometimes I would eat a little food, and you couldn't see the definition as much, and it looked like I was just skinny, because I was in the 170s. I was like 175 or 177 pounds, and sometimes you could see like every muscle. My chest looked square, and I had abs. I had at least a 6-pack, and I was really strong. I'd lift weights every day and work out every day, besides here and there I'd take a day off. And I made an entire movie starring me, but I had to do all the work for the movie, and back then I was just learning, so I didn't know how to look really good and be in the movie. But I'm going to do that too. I know how to do that too. I know how to look really good and be in the movie too. You just, it works sometimes. I know how to do it now because I've done it for so long. I know how to make the entire movie and be in it at the same time. And you get a camera operator to operate the camera, and you tell them where you want the camera and stuff, and I'm really good at it. Or if I had to save money and wasn't in the film, I'd operate the camera myself, and obviously I know. And so great, my ear itched. Where did the dust come from? Why did my ear itch? More work I have to do to the house. Put peppermint oil down or something. No, it's not the house. Why did my ear itch? Stopped itching. Thank God I don't have to. Thank God I don't have to do any more work to the house. The house is ready to sell. My mom is doing the real estate side of it. She's a real estate agent. She's been working on it for a few days. I worked in the house for 7 years, and I'm going to California, and I'm gonna get her and the kids to live there and do the stuff I want to. Bye. Praise God. Praise Jesus. Check out more videos on my channel. They will be in California pretty soon. Okay, the videos, my kids, her and the kids, me. I'm gonna be making videos from California. Yo. I'm going. Check this out before I leave. Check this out. Legit. Oh, I'm gonna show you something. My headshots. I look older with this beard, and I was rubbing my eyes. I don't know why. It stopped now. Check this out. This is my... Okay, I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to show it. I don't know. Well, I'm going to go. I feel so awful right now. I'm going to go. Praise God, praise Jesus. Believe in God and Jesus and you'll be saved. Bye.